Why is Team USA, why is American basketball getting such a comeuppance? Let me dispel a few myths that people are throwing out, really excuses. All right? People are throwing out excuses. The first excuse is, oh, well, these guys, all these countries, they grew up playing together, and these guys know each other so well, and they've been playing together for years, and we just throw a team together. A little bit. I'll give you a little of that some of these players, and especially these European countries, grew up together in their system, playing together periodically. And I mean periodically. Because for the most part, these dudes are now in America, playing in the NBA, not playing together, playing completely different roles, completely different styles than they grew up playing for their national team. So when they come together in the summers, it's a new thing for them. So stop using that as an excuse. And furthermore, I'm going to start with Nigeria. Nigeria has, 7, 8 NBA players? Nigeria got a bunch of brothers that were born and raised in America. Jaleel Okafor, we all know him. He was a superstar in high school and college. He's from Chicago. Ekpe Udo, he's from Oklahoma. All right, Gabe Vincent, Nnamdi Vincent, he's from California. Joshua Kogi, he's from Georgia. All right? I mean, stop it with it. So that's the thing. Precious Achua, he's from New York. He grew up in New York, born in Nigeria. So that's one team. France, Rudy Gobert. He spent the last several years playing in Utah, folks. All right? Who else did they have? TLC, we know he played for the Nets. Or Evan Fournier, who looked like darn near like Michael Jordan on Sunday. He's been in Orlando and Denver and now Boston. You know, am I missing Nick Batum, Charlotte, the Clippers, Portland? Like, these dudes have been in the NBA for years now. It's not like they play together year round or even anything close to that. So stop it with that excuse. That's all it is. It's an excuse. All right? The second excuse is that the world has caught up. Yeah, the world has caught up. The entire globe, they've caught up. I mean, that's undeniable because many of the absolute best, ultra elite superstars in the NBA are from our international players. Joel Embiid from Cameroon. Obviously, Giannis from Greece. Luka from Slovenia. Jokic. Nikola Jokic. I mean, so that's undeniable that the world has caught up. But no individual country has caught up. Nigeria ain't caught up. France shouldn't have caught up. No individual country has caught up to America, so stop it with that. It's not like there's one world team, because thank God, because we be getting blasted. Can you imagine that? But there's not. There is every country. And America is the third most populous country in the world. We got 331 million people. France has 67 million. Why are we losing to them? They're the 22nd, I think, most populated country in the world. Spain, which is the number 2 ranked team in the world, behind us, which if they were doing these rankings weekly, like in college sports, we wouldn't be number 1. That's for darn. We might not be in the top 5 right now. But Spain has 46 million people. 46 million. And we have 331. Why are we, like, Slovenia? which looks like they about to beat the brakes off us. We better hope we don't end up playing Slovenia. However it's got to work out, we need to avoid Luka and his crew. They look like they about to put a whooping on America if they play us. They destroyed Argentina. Just demolished them behind Luka. Slovenia's got 2 million people. 2 million people. 37 states in America have more than 2 million people. That's like Idaho or Wyoming or something beating the whole rest of the country in anything. Forget sports, in anything. So that's how bad it is. A country of 2 million might just pull out a can of whip on us in the Olympics. That's crazy. So why? Why is it happening? All right, look, we got to get to the coaching, number one. I'm going to give you a few reasons. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why it's happening. The coaching's bad. And I've long said, and I believe it. I mean, it's undeniable. Greg Popovich has been one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. There's no doubting that. But as good as he's been in the NBA, he's been just as bad internationally. I mean, Pop is horrible internationally. Now, hopefully that'll change, right? Hopefully Team USA can get it together and they win. But so far, Pop's record is 11-6 in international play. And let me remind you, every single one of those games, he had the most talent. And that's not even debatable. Stop it with they got some NBA players. Yeah, Evan Fournier, Rudy Gobert, and Nick Batum. We got Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, and more. So stop it with they got some NBA players. We have the better NBA players. The Kings have NBA players too, and they get stomped every other day. The Sacramento Kings. All right, so the coaching, Pop's 11-6 in international play, 6-3 in games that count. So 11-6 includes exhibitions. 6-3 in games that count. My mantra is this, y'all. It's simple. If I'm a coach and you're a coach and my players are better and your players are worse and you beat me, it's my fault. It's my fault. And I get it, players can have attitudes, but I need to get through to the players so they don't have attitudes, so they do play together. I got to give them the right X's and O's and the right system and style of play, and I've got to get their minds right. If you're beating me with worse players, I'm not doing any of that. So the coaching's been bad. And Pop's got to turn this around. Maybe this will humble him, all right? Humble him in some of those press conferences. All right, but it's the second thing, and there's been rumblings. There's now the players are reports that rumblings of the players complaining about the way Pop's coaching them and the style he's got them playing. The San Antonio offense is what the reports are saying. And Pop is trying to get ball movement and player movement for the team, which I agree with. I think that's where, that's the best way to play basketball. But here's the second thing. Our greatest players in America, they're not used to playing that way anymore. They're not. Our players today obviously are more athletic than ever. They shoot with range better than ever. And they handle the basketball better than ever, somewhat because they allow you to carry. I was playing ball the other day. I grew up playing where you had to keep your hand on top of the ball. You might be able to get on the side here and there, which is much harder to handle the basketball that way, right? And the other day I was out shooting around. I said, let me try some, get my hand under the rock, palm it. Man, it is so much easier. I felt like Kyrie Irving out in my driveway. I mean, I was doing stuff I never had been able to do when I really had to dribble it, No, I'm exaggerating a little, but yeah, a lot with Kyrie. But I mean, it's so much easier, man, when you can go up under the ball and even pause it for a second and then come back. My goodness. But the handles are better because they let them get away with it. So, but here's the problem. Even though our players are better, and I would say even maybe individually in a lot of ways, they're better in individual basketball, but they're not better in team basketball. Our guys, especially our best players, don't grow up knowing how to play five-man basketball. If you're a star, if you're a stud, which everyone was growing up that's in the NBA pretty much, you don't learn how to move without the basketball. You always have the ball. You don't learn how to run and set screens pretty much for the most part. You're not learning post moves. We're not learning five-man basketball. How to move without the ball, how to set screens, or how to guard it, because most guys don't play it now, most programs. So now we don't know how to guard that style either. And so these teams that are playing that way it's like, my goodness, I got to chase this guy around and get over it, watch out for this screen, and they're moving so much. And so in those ways, we've gotten worse. While the world's gotten better, we've gotten worse. And so now Popovich is trying to get these guys to play that way. Because I was watched the game, and there was more player movement, players moving without the ball. But they're not used to that. They're not comfortable in that. They're comfortable coming down, handling it, and having the whole offense based around them. And they're going to create the plays for themselves and for you. And then you have those that just stand around and wait for him to get me the ball so I can catch and shoot. But moving without the ball, it's an awkward feeling if you haven't grown up playing that way and been playing that way in the NBA. So that's the second thing. The third thing is they don't have a facilitator. We don't have a player that's going to get everybody involved, right? I mean, Damian Lillard, obviously a phenomenal player and point guard. He's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. But he's not really a facilitator. He gets his. And, he'll get some assists, but we don't have that guy that's making sure everybody's involved. Jason Kidd, go way back, Magic Johnson. That type of point guard. And there are guys like that in the NBA, but we didn't get them. And then the fourth reason is the rules are different. I'm not even going to the goaltending and all that. That shouldn't be too much of an effect. But the zone defense, you're allowed to play a real zone. There's no 3-second rule to your zone like there is in the NBA. So you can play a full-fledged zone, which can cut down on guys driving that individual one-on-one. I'm going to shake you up and go to the hole. Well, now you're going into the hole into a zone, which is full of players, defenders. And in America, in the NBA today, they feel like, oh, you can't drive if anybody's inside. Oh, my, God forbid that there's a couple of players in the paint. You better not drive. Especially not your own offensive post player. You got a post player. The lane's not open. It needs to be up. Hogwash, but that's how people are talking about. And so these guys, they're not used to driving and there being players in the paint to stop them. A bunch of players like back in the day. That's how if you were going to drive, you knew it was going to be 6-7 players in there, including your own teammates. But you had to be able to finish within all of that commotion. But now it's got to be like wide open for you. At least that's the feeling. So these are the reasons that we're stumbling. We shouldn't have to send, like I said, 330. I'm not even going to do the math on how many times bigger we are than Slovenia. But 331 million to 2 million. We shouldn't have to send our absolute best. We shouldn't. We should be able to beat the rest of the world without LeBron, without Steph. We got KD. Without our other ultra Kawhi and absolute best players. So I've been long-winded, but my goodness, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. So I'm not throwing in the towel completely. I mean, I'm skeptical.